Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. What a vital point for Arne Slot and his team. Welcome to Marching Reds. I am Amanjima and here I am to review the game between Arsenal and Liverpool played at the Emirates yesterday. So let's begin right away. So a lot of people can have different perspectives, different context and different analysis of this game, but just because it's me, I'm a Liverpool fan and I am going to present how I looked at this game, and I am fine if it is completely out of the blue to the common belief that some people might have. Starting from the playing 11, we expected a similar lineup and that is what we saw. The only change was that Jeremy Frimpong came into the 11 in place of Curtis Jones. So the team was Allison in goal. The back four was Connor Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk, Milos Kerkez. In the midfield, it was Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Soboslai as the number 10, Frimpong on the right flank, Florian Wirtz on the left flank, and Cody Gakpo up top. And you could also say that it was Cody Gakpo on the left wing and Florian Wirtz operating as the false nine. So this was the 11, but in terms of formation, you could see Arne Slot deploying a 4-2-4 or a 4-4-2 hybrid sort of a formation when we were out of possession. So that is where instead of Cody Gakpo being up top, you could see Cody Gakpo sort of man marking Timber from the Arsenal side, and there were moments when like Arsenal were trying to press us in the first half or like trying to exert their own pressure. You could see Frimpong also tracking back, Cody Gakpo also tracking back, and yeah, the fact that we sort of had a back six in some moments just emphasize the point that just because we are very thin in the forward line, the game was always to make sure that we're defensively solid, to make sure that every forward in that case would be Gakpo, Frimpong, from the flanks would be marking their man, even if they are right up top at the halfway line or towards our box. And yeah, the plan was simple. Just make sure that we give them no opportunity to sort of attack to any space and potentially cause a threat. And just because we did not have any striker of that sort who could actually carry the ball forward for us, or who could be that player who could be right up top when we wanted to clear the ball, just meant that possession, at least in the first half, like that's what we saw, was more towards the Arsenal side. I mean, there were two elements that we discussed about, and I would like to set up how I saw the game by reiterating that. One was, first of all, make sure that we do not give away any unnecessary set pieces, because we know how strong Arsenal are whenever they get a set piece, and we know how weak we are, whenever we concede one. So that was the first set of challenges that we had to conquer, and I think we did that comfortably. Although in the end, like very end of the second half, end of the match, there was this corner that we conceded, but I mean, the good thing was that it did not come to any positive result for Arsenal. So that was one thing. Secondly, the midfield battle was highlighted in the preview, and just because we were sort of forced to name the 11 that we did, it worked in our favor that we always had that one extra man in the midfield who could bring us that numerical superiority, or give us that easy pass outlet. And I think that was a key, especially looking at the second half, in the way we sort of controlled the game. So looking at the game, last thing before we actually start looking into the game, it was crystal clear that given the fact that City drew against Brighton just the day before, Arsenal would have been on their heels to come at us. And if they would have won this game, they would have been 8 points clear. So definitely they were looking at this opportunity as something that they could really grab onto. But looking at this game from Liverpool side, as I said, it was a no-loss game. I mean, even if we would have lost this game, of course, the margin of it also matters. But losing this game still would have not changed the narrative or changed anything for our season. But the fact that anything from this game would have been a boost for us. That is what we wanted as Liverpool fans, and I'm glad that was what we saw in the performance that these players gave. So the game starts, and of course, you could see just because it's Arsenal at home at the Emirates Stadium, you could see them pressing, you could see them being more energetic, and Liverpool also playing their part in understanding the fact that they would have to defend more, that they would have to be highly focused, highly concentrating with each and every pass that Arsenal is making, because I mean the game plan was clear to get in behind the fullbacks, whether it was Saka in behind Kirkes or for that matter Trossard in behind Conor Bradley. And there were few moments which could have led to a different result, but I was really pleased to see the fact that whether it was Kirkes, whether it was Cody Gakpo who was tracking his man back, and similarly on the other flank, Frimpong and Bradley, making sure that they are doing their defensive acts in the best responsible way. And there was this phase in the first half, like when we started getting the ball and we sort of got a few passes in and around us. So I think it was Jeremy Frimpong who, again, he would have been the only threat because he was the only guy on the pitch who could provide us with that raw pace. Yes, with Florian Wirtz on the pitch, you could expect him to be a little more creative and with Soboslai and McAllister find that right pass. But in terms of like out and out pace, it had to be Frimpong. So there was this one moment when like he was trying to dart inside the box, and I think uh, Connor Bradley misplaced that pass, but somehow Saliba passed the ball back, not knowing that Raya was already off his line. And when Raya sort of, with his reflex action, uh, got the ball ahead of the box, it was Connor Bradley who initially misplaced the pass but got the ball to his feet and sort of tried to lob the keeper, and we ended up hitting the woodwork and not the goal. So that was the only moment where I just felt that, okay, this could be something if we do get the lead. But till the halftime, it was again a game of attrition, of like where Arsenal were trying to impose themselves on and we trying to hold our fort. In the second half, it was more of the same, but it was more Liverpool who was attacking, and it was really nice to see a team who, I mean, not playing different to what we saw against Fulham and Leeds, but then again, just because they were Fulham and Leeds, you expect Liverpool to be dominating, controlling, commanding, and just because it's Arsenal away in this game, the whole narrative, the whole perspective changes. Against Leeds and Fulham, you're expected to win, which is yes. I mean, that should be the expectation. But just because it's Arsenal and you are not playing your best football, whereas Arsenal is like leading the table, just because there is no external pressure, you start believing that, what, maybe Liverpool is playing better. So, I mean, again, in the second half, we get a few moments here or there. There are a few free kicks. There are a few nice moments where we could have, if been more crystal clear with our decision making, because there were, I think, one moment where like Jeremy Frimpong, who could have taken on Lewis Kelly by the time he was on the pitch a bit more, because he was still not completely warmed up. I just felt he would have created a lot more there. And there was this one chance where like Jeremy Frimpong ran inside the box and just misplaced his back pass, and the chance came to nothing. So yes, I mean, you could see a few glimpses, you could see a few moments. If we could have been better at our decision making, the result would have been different. And apart from that, I think we made sure that Arsenal could not create much, and that is again credit to the Liverpool defense line and more importantly the midfield, because you could clearly see that Dominic Soboslai was making sure that we were pressing in the most effective way possible. I really liked our press in this game, and he was making sure that he was helping out Florian Wirtz in like who to press, when to press, how to press, and like more importantly, making sure that if he's pressing, Wirtz, who was on his left side, and Frimpong, who was on his right side, are timing their press also. So, I mean, it was a well-deserved point. You could argue that could we have gotten a victory out of this. Of course, I mean, it was 0-0. Like, yeah, but so could have Arsenal for that matter. But it was a very well deserved point, very well earned point. And another thing that I would like to say is that we did not use any substitution till the time Connor Bradley got injured. And again, like, what a, I don't even want to verbalize what I saw, because I mean, it did look bad. And of course, the Martinelli thing is something separate. I mean, he shouldn't have done what he did, and I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to understand in hindsight. But I mean, tempers do get flared up, and I get that point also. But that is where you need to show your class, and yeah, that was something that I did not appreciate coming from the Arsenal man. So, having said all of this, the fact that we did not use any substitutions, few Liverpool fans can argue that, like, why did we not get Chiesa on? Why did not we get Curtis Jones on, who, like, in the last few weeks has looked good on the ball? I mean, my answer to that would be, like, if something has worked so wonderfully for you in that game, in that high intensity game, why would you want to change it? Not saying that it could have, for example, or hypothetically, led to a much more better chance for us. But why change things if they're not broken? So I mean, I understand why Slot did not opt to go to his bench, and mind you, his bench wasn't looking as strong as what we've seen previously in the season. So I mean, I understand that fact. And yeah, I mean, I'm just happy of the fight that we gave. I'm just very proud of the fact that, I could see a performance like this coming from this Liverpool team who has not been looking at their fluent best. So it is something to build on, and it is something that we should be carrying forward from this point on in this season. And I just felt that this was a solid performance, and 1 point was the least we deserved. So yeah, I mean, do let me know in the comment section if you saw the game and how you felt about it. You might feel that it was just a dull, boring game, nothing happening. But if you're an Arsenal fan, let me know what you think about it, because I mean, definitely you're still ahead in the league. You're still 6 points clear, but I'm pretty sure you must have felt that this is an opportunity where you can extend the lead. And if you're a Liverpool fan, I mean, I hope that you're happy with this point, because nobody expected us to get anything out of this game. The fact that we did, and in the manner that we did, with the performance that we gave, I mean, I am super proud. And yeah, I just hope that the Connor Bradley situation is not that a big deal. I hope he recovers very quickly, because like, there's still 4 months of football to be played. A lot of games are coming up thick and fast, so you need your players to be fit and available. And yeah, I mean, this is the situation that we find ourselves in, and a champion team acknowledges these situations and fights it no matter what. So yeah, I'm very happy with this point, and I genuinely hope, at least in terms of performances, we can build on it. Next up is the FA Cup, and I hope that there is a lot of rotation in that game. So if you've liked this video, let me know by liking this video and also subscribing to my channel, The Marching Reds. Also, let me know what you thought about the game in the comment section below. Do you think that Arsenal was the only team that would have won this game, or do you feel that, what if a few things would have happened here or there, it would have been Liverpool going away with 3 points? So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll definitely have a look. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.